big story that's coming in from the United States of America, and that's a big statement that's coming in from US President Donald Trump. He's addressing Iranian patriots. He says, keep protesting. Big statement coming in from US President Donald Trump to Iran. He's telling Iranian people on the streets who are carrying out protests against Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and Masoud Pezeshkian, the supreme leader and the president. He's telling the Iranian people, keep up with your protests. Take over your institutions. Big statement again coming in. Take over your institutions. Save the names of the killers and abusers. They will pay a big price. President Trump then goes on to say, I've cancelled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killings of protesters stop. And then he goes all caps to write, help is on its way, MIGA. President Donald J. Trump. I want to once again play out what President Trump has told Iranian people. Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions, save the names of the killers and your abusers. They will pay a big price. I've cancelled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killings of protesters stops. Help is on its way, President Donald Trump. Now, just a couple of days ago, you had Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. He said, we are ready for war, but we keep a door open for peace, or words to that effect. That clearly indicates while Iran was reaching out to the United States for dialogue, at the same time telling their people that they're ready for war, there is some movement that's also being reported at the Al Udeid base. There is some movement, US military hardware, especially aircraft. According to some reports, there's some movement seen there. What does all of this indicate? I want to quickly cut across and bring in India Today's Pranay Upadhyay on this huge developing story. Pranay, what President Trump writes right now, of course, it was on the 2nd of January, he said we are locked and loaded. But now all indications are that America is thinking about being locked and loaded. So far, they were saying maybe a cyber attack, maybe there would be more sanctions. Sanctions have been put in place, but what else, Pranay?
Gaurav, this is a full rollout of President Donald Trump's maximum pressure policy on Iran. We are witnessing that how President Donald Trump is regularly giving out these indications that the military options are on his table. We have, in last 24 hours, we have seen a social media post by President Donald Trump and a statement by White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt clearly indicating that United States exercise diplomacy as a first option, but President Donald Trump keeps every option on his table, including the military option, and he is carefully examining all the options. He have been given options. And therefore, the President Donald Trump has given out this message directly addressing to the Iranian protesters that they should keep on protesting, take over the institutions. We know that President Donald Trump is, exercising this maximum pressure policy on one count. He is giving all these indications. On the other side, he has,
But this is a big statement, statement that the American president makes where he says, keep protesting, take over your institutions. So this is actually inciting them to take over institutions, and the government in Iran is quite strong. Yesterday there was a huge protest in favor of President Masoud Pezeshkian and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and it said this is a theocracy, a very strong religious state. America may call them zombies, but your assessment of the pro-Iran establishment protests that took place, not just at the Inqilab Chowk in Tehran, but in Isfahan and so many other, Mashdad and other parts of Iran.
Gaurav, we have seen series of protests since 2017 onward. We have seen Masa and Amini's protest in 2022. We have seen many protests in Iran. But as an institution, as establishment, as IRGC structure or Basij structure in Iran, Iran has well-rooted structures of these religious and the establishment or the militaries or IRGC structures in Iran. So therefore, it is not easy. Iran is not Venezuela. Iran is not a small country. And therefore, it is taking that much of time. And that's why President Donald Trump wants want to give it yet another blow. We have to see that, how far he can stretch, how far he has to go, because, bombings cannot change regime. That's not the thing. And if US has to put boots on ground in Iran, that is going to change the entire dynamic, and that will be another long war for Iran.
Iran has long-range missiles. Iran
Absolutely.
was able to break through
the Iron
Israel's Iron Dome system.
Yes.
So Iran is no pushover. Iran is no Venezuela. Iran has a very strong armed forces. They have a navy, they have an air force, maybe a little obsolete, but their missile, their drones are being used by Russia
we have to remember that the Strait of Hormuz as well. Iran has a strategic location and they can block Strait of Hormuz.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Iran clearly is no pushover, and Iran has the capabilities to hit more than close to 19 American bases in the region. Whether those bases are in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Iraq, all of those bases could well be vulnerable to Iranian missiles, and Iran has said so in as many words.